I'm Andre, and I'm an out of body traveler. I've been practicing Darius Wright's Ayda method for over a year now, and I have seen tremendous success. It's absolutely changed my life, my whole perception of who I am. And I now know where I am, I know who I am, and I know what I am and what this place is, where we are. And today, I'd like to talk about one of my experiences I had. This was my first big experience, right? Where I actually left this whole construct. I left Earth, realm one, and I seen the entire universe. But I first experienced different lifetimes of mine in a place called Neo Soul. I don't know where Neo Soul is or what it is, but I do know it is not on these seven continents. It could be beyond the ice wall, it could be in another realm. I don't know. But I do know that we were still in time and there were still kids there because I had kids. So I know people were still being born and we still lived in time. So let's get into the experience. So, first, I was in a dream. I gained control of myself in this dream. And then I set the intention to go back to my body so I could essentially leave my body fully and consciously and aware. So, in doing that, I'm laying in my bed and then I feel myself floating. I feel a separation from of me to like my physical body. I literally felt myself floating up. So instantly, as soon as I feel myself floating up, I instantly know I'm out of my body. First thought that comes to my mind, go to the door, right? Like, I'm out of here. Like, let's go. I'm going to the door. So I reach for my doorknob, but just as I reach, I look back just to confirm that I'm really out. I look back to see my physical body, and I see myself playing out a scene from a couple hours earlier because I used to vape. So I seen myself reaching for my vape out of my bed. So that triggered me to immediately I said, okay, I'm out of my body. I'm obviously seeing a previous time event taking place. And when I had this OBE, I set the intention to access my soul records. So I also knew, okay, I could stay here and play with my physical body, play in this time, see things in this life that I've been through. I probably could have done all of that. But I wanted nothing to do with Andre. I didn't care. I just wanted to go. I wanted to get out and see something. So next thing I open up my bedroom door, I'm out. Immediately I run down my stairs real quick, like I fly down my stairs. I come back up real quick. I'm zooming all over my house, like really quick. Boom, 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 all over the place. And then I go into the bathroom. I'm like, I want to see myself. So I look at my bathroom mirror, but I couldn't see my reflection. But instantly, the first thing in my mind was, okay, I know mirrors are portals. So I put my hand through my mirror and I instantly feel it. It's liquid. It's like liquid. It's like this dense metal material. So I was like, okay, I can go through this. This is a portal. So I step into my mirror. As I step into my mirror, I'm instantly in this vortex, this portal. There was so much energy inside this portal that I was in. I could hear I knew I was in water, but there was a divide, water separated from the waters, there, and I was in between a wall of water over here, a wall of water over here, and I could hear all of this energy. And my first thought was, okay, I'm in a portal. Let me just wait and see where I transport to. So I wait and nothing happens. I'm still in the same spot. So I'm like, okay, maybe I have to move. So I touch to the left of me, it's solid. I touch to the right of me, it's solid. I touch above me, it's solid. I touch behind me, this is now solid too, and I'm standing, so I know the floor beneath me is also solid. I touch forward, it's empty. So that's the path I walk. And I walk for a little bit of time in this portal. I don't know what it is, but I have a strong inclination that it was the firmament or a firmament of some sort. And I say that because as soon as I step out, everything lifted. All of the heaviness of my life, Like everything was gone. And I see all of these big, huge buildings everywhere. There was all of these, they were so beautiful and brand new. Like the closest thing I could compare it to is like Dubai times 10. Like they were bigger, more beautiful, more clean. And I just had this feeling of bliss, like that near death experience people that you hear them talk about. Oh, there was a feeling of love and happiness and joy. I felt all of that. It was amazing. And as I'm walking in this city, just looking and just having a grand old time, I noticed I had glasses or like goggles on, and the goggles had words on them. And late in another OBE, I found out that I made those goggles for my soul as I was traveling, because I've been doing this for many lifetimes. So my soul, when I exit places, it naturally has these goggles on because you don't remember where you're going at first. So I set that up for myself. So as I'm walking in this city, the goggles come off and they disappear, and then the city becomes brighter. And I'm walking, having a grand old time, and then something tells me to look to my right. Like I just had this knowing that somebody was walking with me. So I look, and it's this little Puerto Rican looking guy, very calm. And I said, "Oh, what's up, man? Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Francis." And my first reaction was, "Francis, I know you. Like, bro, where have you been? Like, it's been so long." And his response was just like, "Yeah, you know me." But he was new to me. But to him, it's like no time has passed since we last seen each other. But to me, like, I've never seen him before in this life. I come to find out that that's what people will call your spirit guide or a spirit guide, but he's just my friend, right? Um, you know, and and I like to think like if he was communicating with me in this life, I probably would think he's some angel or some magnificent being like people typically do for their spirit guides. But since I was out of my body and I could see him for myself, I know he's just a good friend of mine. Not taking anything away from him. He is an amazing person, but I am too. You are too. That's the thing. So I'm like, "Oh, what's so, Francis? Where am I?" He goes, "You're in Neo Soul." I was like, "Oh, Neo Soul." And then my first thought was to ask, "What year is it?" Like I needed some context to like where I am. He goes, "It's 2015 here." And as he signaled here, I instantly knew, okay, it like triggered something in me to know, okay, so obviously I'm not on Earth. I don't know where I am, but I'm not on Earth. So I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. I don't know where I am, but it's 2015 and I'm in Neo Soul. Cool. So I was like, okay, Francis. And then I'm walking and I'm like, okay, so and I look to my left in the reflection in the mirror in one of the buildings, and I notice that I'm a totally different person. I am a black man, kind of like with Nigerian type of like face template. But I also see that I can still see, still had like the same eyes and cheekbones and facial features. So I instantly recognized myself. I said, "Oh, but I'm still me, but I'm a black man." And he goes, "Yeah, I am too." And when he said that, it didn't make sense to me because, like, I'm looking right at him. He definitely is not black. He looked Puerto Rican. But later on, I realized that he was setting me up the stage for me to go and experience another lifetime of mine where I was this black man in a place called Neo Soul. And he was also my friend in this experience, and he was also black. So that's what he meant by that. So I'm vibing, I'm loving it, and I'm like, okay, Francis. So I know I'm in this other body. I was like, so what do I do? Where do I go? Like, who am I? Right? And he tells me, he goes, okay, I'll show you. So he takes me to this house of mine. And I go, oh, so is this my house? He goes, well, really, it's not your house, it's your wife's house, because me and my wife were having issues at the time in this life. And I go in this house, and that's the last time I ever seen Francis because he was now my friend in this experience, right? So I'm in there and I open up the door, and the first thing I see is my wife. And she goes, "Well, you don't have to just stand there. You can give me a hug." So I give her a hug, and then I spent the next, what felt like days, maybe weeks, experiencing this other lifetime of mine. Like I was a doctor, my wife was a doctor, we owned a rehab clinic on the side of the house, I had kids, all of these experiences, right? And then it came time for me to leave or go out of the house, and I go out of the house and it's instantly black. And then I was like, oh crap, I'm about to go back to my body. I said, no, I'm going back to Neo Soul. So I commanded to go back. And this time, as I went back, I experienced two other lifetimes of mine in Neo Soul where I had different wives, different kids, different houses, different jobs. And the whole time, all these experiences, I experienced them as me inside of this body. It felt as if I was making, it felt almost as if I was making the choices and decisions as Andre, like as my soul. But then I realized, no, I just think the same as these other people. So of course I'm doing the same things, right? And I would also view events from as me, as the person, but I was also view events as the other person. I would also view events from nobody, just from like a third person perspective, just out there, just seeing how I acted, how the other person acted, and things like that. So it was like a real life review, but it was a life review of other lifetimes of mine. And when I went back, I spent this time it felt like months. Like I downloaded and seen enough of these lifetimes that I was there for like months, like a very long time. And then it was time for me to come back to my body, and I felt things change, and I felt, like my strength there and consciousness there starting to fade. And like I couldn't bring it back. Like I was there for a long time. So, but I'm like, okay, if I really got to go back to my body now, I want to see me go back to my body. I want to experience going back to my body. And this is where I seen the entire construct, seen everything. So as I'm going back, it's like I'm so big and I'm getting sucked down to um back into my body. And as I'm getting sucked down back into my body, the construct was presented to me and I seen it. And the realms were presented as like levels. Like I know that's probably not how they really are, but that's how they were presented to me. They were presented like levels. And as I'm coming down, I see certain levels, and like I could make some out based off of Darius's descriptions, and a lot of things came back to me as well. A lot of things that my soul already knew. So as I'm coming back, all of these memories, and I'm recognizing the different realms. I see the angelic realm. I see what we would call like the heavenly realm. See like the ancient Egyptian realm. Like those are the ones that really stick out to me. Like those are like the most easy ones to define, right? And then as I'm coming back to Earth, realm one, it was presented to me as the smallest place out of all of them. I mean, theoretically, they're all the same size, right? But they were showing me that it was in a bubble and like we can't get out of there. And everything that I thought, knew, imagined, space, everything existed inside of this one bubble. And as I'm coming back, I had all the confidence in the world because like I was like, I'm a god. Like I remember now, right? Like I'm a god. I can go back and be a human. I can go back and be Andre and do anything. Um, I can do that. But in coming back, this changed my whole life. I realized I had so many abilities. I realized where we were, who we are, and a lot of these. And I received downloads for days after this. Like I would think of something and something would come to me and my body would vibrate telling me a certain way if I was perceiving it true or if I was perceiving it wrong. See potential events play out. I was just very, very in tune with everything and electric. I was so electric. Like if my hand was close to my laptop, it would start to burn because of the electric connection. Like it was crazy. But yeah, that was one of my experiences. So leave your body, get out, and see them for yourself. And if you like this, I'm going to be starting a podcast with another OBE traveler, Bam Heck. You can YouTube him. His name is Bam Heck on YouTube, BAMHEK. We're going to be doing a podcast very soon where we discuss out of body experiences, the other side, the in body experience as well, how to integrate these things in the physical. We're going to have guests from the spiritual community, other OBE travelers, and we also have a couple guests that are going to talk about how to integrate these things in the physical body. It's going to be great and very knowledgeable. So be on the lookout for that.